Welcome to the special edition of According to Callus. This will have its own numbering system. This will be the first of, with apologies to Jeff Foxworthy, You Might Be a Statist. I put these out, they will be short, probably 5 or 6 minutes, in hopes to, 1, poke a little fun at things, 2, cause some people to question things, and 3, to hopefully prove a larger point. So, for the inaugural, You Might Be a Statist, let us begin. If you believe a court can make law, you might be a statist. Because in actual fact, we all know, if we took civics, that the legislative branch makes law, the executive branch signs the law or enforces the law, and the judicial branch is in fact supposed to determine whether or not the law was broken or whether or not the law is in compliance with the higher law, aka the Constitution. So, again, if you believe a court can make law, you might be a statist. Number 2, if you believe that federal law trumps state law, no matter what, you might be a statist. So once again, laws created in pursuance to the Constitution are supreme due to the Supremacy Clause over state law, which means that only laws that were created under the delegated authority to the federal government from the states that created the federal government are lawful, are binding, and are supreme. Not just any federal law. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that believe otherwise, and, well, they just might be a statist. Number 3, if you believe that executive powers or executive orders have an effect or apply to non-government employees, then you might just be a statist. Because an executive order is supposed to be only used to direct executive functions or executive departments to do certain things and should only be binding to those employees or those personnel who are related to that executive organization, many of which, quite frankly, are unconstitutional and shouldn't even exist. But for the purposes of this discussion, such executive orders should only apply to that. And that goes equally to governors who have executive authority or executive powers. Their orders should not be binding to anybody that doesn't in fact work for the state government, contrary to what we're being told. The Constitution does not grant that authority to either executive because they don't make law. But you might just be a statist. Number 4, believe that presidential or governmental governorial pronouncements, i.e. declarations by either executives, are law, which is kind of a supplement to number 3. But if you believe that, you might just be a statist. Somebody that is an elected official that makes pronouncements that are outside of their scope of authority have no more authority than you or I if we were to make the same pronouncements. But if you are willing to believe and subvert or make yourself subservient to that declaration, well, then you might just be a statist. Number 5, if you believe that somebody in a robe or in a uniform or with a fancy title cannot be questioned you might just be a statist. Now, I want to preface this by saying, if you are out in the general public and somebody who is in uniform should happen to stop you and want to question you, and they treat you in a professional manner and they are polite and observing your rights, then it is in your best interest to comply. And if you feel that they've crossed the line, well, that's what the courts are supposed to be for. That's what the complaint department is supposed to be for. But if you're not a jerk, you probably won't have an issue. Which is not to say that there aren't some jerks that wear uniforms. But go along with me here. I have to put that qualifier in there because apparently some people might read too much into this. Just because somebody makes a pronouncement with a uniform or a robe or a fancy title does not make them any more qualified to not be questioned than anybody else. But if you're willing to do that because, well, I don't know, they have doctor in front of their name or general before their name, you might just be a statist. And with my apologies to my libertarian friends, yes, I realize this is your term of choice, and many of these are cribbed from conversations I have actually had from my libertarian friends, but I bring this to the larger audience in slight tongue-in-cheek fashion, using the Jeff Foxworthy motif to have a little fun as I put out the special episode of According to Callus, and may you all enjoy the rest of your evening. And as I say, I will see you on the other side.